Yo, what's good, people? Producer Mykah, and today, guys, I'm gonna be showing you a beat breakdown. One of my latest beat I just made. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I made the beat, showing you guys how you could make your drums hit really hard, and also how you could create some amazing vocal samples. So, without wasting time, guys, let's go right into our DW. So I show you guys what we have for today. Let's go. All right, so this is actually different. I'm not making the beat from start. My usual tutorial, I always make the beat from scratch, but in this one I'm just gonna be showing you guys a breakdown. So I'm just gonna play the beat, then go into the breakdown, and I hope you guys get something from this today. So let's listen. So I'm just gonna solo the drums. I know this is just a very simple groove, and I got this whole idea for this beat from Is It a Crime by Rema. The way the drums were hitting really hard. I was like, okay, let me recreate something like that. So the first thing I started with was my snare, and this is a very nice rim shot, but I wasn't really feeling the impact. So for me, this snare was nice, but it wasn't really hitting hard. So I layered with another rim shot. So it's actually good, you layer your sound. It gives it a heavy feel, and it also gives it a different kind of texture or feel. So with this other rim shot, we have this, and I'm sure you can tell that this is actually sounding much more better than the other rim shot. This just gave the rim shot a very nice weight on it. So we have this together. Then I added the kick, and for this kind of vibe that the kick comes in, one, it's not like a steady kick. You need a very punchy kick that whenever the kick hits, the impact is felt. So I went over and selected this very punchy kick, and this is what the kick sounds like together with the snare. We have this. And I'm sure you are feeling the kick. So I always tell you guys, sound selection is very important. So once you select the right sound, it's it's just like you've done half of the work, or let me say like even 70% of the job. So spend a lot of time selecting the right sound. And I'm just going to turn off my iron pusher, which I'm going to talk about later, because the iron pusher also gives the drums the weight you're hearing. So without the iron pusher, the drum sounds like this. Then I also listened to the Is It a Crime that P Prime did. There was this percussion that was playing. It was just the kick and snare, but there was another percussion that was playing there, and that percussion sounds really amazing. So I tried to recreate that same percussion, something like this, and this is what it sounds like. Let me just turn that on. So we have this. So this kind of give it a swing. So if you look into the the piano roll, I've actually shifted some notes, so you can see that it's not on the grid. So this just gives it that groove that you're feeling. You want to move your body, even though it's a calm, chill kind of beat, there's still that groove that you want to move. So this just gave it the swing. Then I added an open hi-hat. Then the next thing was this percussion, that I used in my last tutorial video. So this is just a very nice percussion. So I just added that. So it's not, you won't really feel it, but it's actually there giving it some vibe. So together I'll have this for our drums. Then in case you've not watched my last video, I talked about how you can make your drums sound really unique, make your drum sound really interesting. So that's what I did. So I just consolidated my whole percussion without the kick, and this is what we have here. I just added what is it called, movements to it. I picked one of the preset on movement. So in case you've not watched that video, you could just go check it here. You're gonna see how you can actually make your drums really unique. So I added a plugin called Movement on this, but I'm sure I've deleted that plugin because the plugin is CPU, really CPU consuming. So I just added that plugin and consolidated it again. So we have this for our drums. So it's still the same thing our percussion is playing, but together with it, it just gives it this nice and chilled vibe. Give the drums some weight basically. So with our whole drums together with that, we have this for our drums. Yeah, this is fire, man. This is fire for our drums. So when I have my drums the way I want it to be, I just go. You can actually just create a boss and add iron pusher, but for me, I love to add iron pusher on my master, just to give everything, the whole sound, a boost. So I go, after I've added all my drums, I go to my master, I put in my iron pusher, and what I'm doing with my iron pusher is just making the drums really sound, because for this kind of vibe, the drum is key. If you can get your drums to sound really hard, get your drums to sound really punchy, it's gonna sell the whole vibe. So I just add my iron pusher, and I select the limit function and just bring my output to -1, and then play around with these knobs to suit whatever you're doing. So you cannot just copy this preset and think it's just gonna work on your own mix. You just have to play around with the knobs to get to the level you want. So together we have this whole vibe with the iron pusher. So without it, with it, I'm sure you can feel the drums. So when I was making this beat, I actually needed a vocal sample, and I didn't just want to go get Mykah Boy vocal sample that you guys are used to, or that people are used to hearing on my beats. I decided to create a different kind of vocal sample, and I've always loved Chris Brown vocal, and I've imagined how it's gonna sound on my beat. So I went to Audimi, and I converted Chris Brown vocal using Audimi, and let me just bring that inside so you hear what it sounds like.
I lost my way somewhere and now.
That I don't want to really play it for long so that I don't get the copyright strike. But I got this vocal from Audimi, and I just played around with the vocal, flipped it around, reversed it, and it sounds like this. Added some effects, but the main effect that is selling this, because let me just turn off the whole effect. It sounds like this. This sounds boring, but adding all these effects on it, just gives it that nice feel. So I'm using my parametric EQ just to cut out some low end and actually just boost the high end. Then I use my compressor, then use sound goodizer, use Maximus. Then this is really what is doing a lot of the job, which is modern melodies. And I've spoken about this plugin and how you can make your melodies sound really unique using this plugin. So I just picked a preset, which is the soul preset, and together it sounds like this. So let me turn that on with the drums so you can see. So this is a vibe. This is actually a vibe. Then the next thing, I needed a chord progression, and I just went over to the Wildfire Pack and picked one of the chord progression there, and this is what the chord sounds like. This. So guys, let's just hear the whole vibe, and I hope you got something from this. Hope this was helpful. So let's just listen to the full vibe. Nice. So, and I get a lot of people asking me how I mix my beats, how I master my beats. So trust me, this is just all I do. I just make sure I select the right sound. If you go to the drums now, for example, my kick, for my kick now, it's on insert 5. If you go over to insert 5, you're not going to see anything. I'm not doing anything to my kick because I've actually spent time selecting the right kick. So spend time selecting the right sound, spend time investing on new sounds, on hard hitting sounds that's gonna work for your production. So you can see my percussions, basically nothing. For this I just use smack attack to tighten it, and I'm basically not really doing much when it comes to mixing. I just make sure that I'm selecting the right sound, and this sound really clean, this sound really nice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and if you are here to join the Patreon, an amazing community where you get freebies, you get one shot, you get FLPs and a lot of goodies, and all my packs, my latest packs, are always on the Patreon. You definitely want to join the Patreon. The link is in the description of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.